I'm Mrs. McEntire, and today at Chicago Park School, the second grade class is going to be reading to you their favorite books.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Jones, and this is my book, Seven Blind Mice by Ed Young. One day, 7 blind mice were surprised to find a strange something by their pond. "What is it?" they cried, and they all ran home. On Monday, Red Mouse went first to find out. "It's a pillar," he said. No one believed him. On Tuesday, Green Mouse set out. He was the second to go. "It's a snake," he said. "No," said Yellow Mouse on Wednesday. "It's a spear." He was the third in turn. The fourth was Purple Mouse. He went on Thursday. "It's a great cliff," he said. Orange Mouse went on Friday, the fifth to go. "It's a fan," he cried. "I felt it move." The sixth to go was Blue Mouse. He went on Saturday and said, "It's nothing but a rope." But the others didn't agree. They began to argue. A snake, a rope, a fan, a cliff. Until on Sunday, White Mouse, the seventh mouse, went to the pond. When she came upon the something, she ran up one side and she ran down the other. She ran across the top and from end to end. "Ah," said White Mouse, "now I see. The something is as sturdy as a pillar, supple as a snake, wide as a cliff, sharp as a spear, breezy as a fan, stringy as a rope, but together the something is an elephant." And when the other mice ran up one side and down the other, across the something, from end to end, they agreed. They saw too. The Mouse Moral. Knowing in part may make a fine tale, but wisdom comes from seeing the whole. The end.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to me. Hi, my name is Ryan Gallagher, and this book is called 10 Apples Up on Top by Theo Lee Sieg. One apple up on top. 2 apples up on top. Look, I can do it too. Look, see, I can do 3. 3, I see. You can do 3, but I can do more. You have 3, but I have 4. Look, see now, I can hop with 4 apples up on top. And I can hop up on a tree with 4 apples up on me. Look, here you two, see, here you two, I can get 5 on top, can you? I'm so good, I will not stop. 5, now 6, now 7 on top. 7 apples up on top. I am so good they will not drop. 5, 6, 7, fun, fun, fun. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But see, we are as good as you. Look now, we have 7 too. And now, see here, 8 on top. 8 apples up, not one will drop. 8, and we can skate. We can skate. Look now, we can skate with 8. But I can do 9 and hop and drink. You cannot do this, I think. We can do it too. See here, we are as good as you. We all are very good, I think. With 9, we all can hop and drink. 9 is very good, but then, come on, and we will make 10. Look, 10 apples up on top. We are not going to let them drop. Look out, I see a mop. I will make the apples fall. Get out, you one and all. Come on, come down this hall. We must not let our apples fall. Out of our way, we cannot stop. We cannot let our apples drop. This is not good. What will we do? They want to get our apples too. They will get them if we let them. Come on, we cannot let them get them. Look out, the mop. You cannot stop our apple fun. Our apples will not drop, not one. Come on. We have to make the apples fall. They must not get our apples down. Come on, get out of town. Apples, up on top. All of this must stop. Now all of our fun is going to stop. Our apples all are going to drop. Look, 10 apples on us all. What fun. We will not let them fall. The end. Thank you for listening to me. Hi, I'm Gage Feller, and I'm going to read you Slugs by David Greenberg. Swallow a slug by its tail or its snout. Feel it slide down. Feel it climb out. Nibble on its feetsies. Nibble on its giblets. Nibble on its belly button. Nibble on its riblets. Breakfast slug juice. Slug sloop. Good for lunch. Frying like potatoes. Love the way they crunch. And thank you for listening to me read Slugs. Hi, my name is Michael, and I am reading the book The Very Quiet Cricket by Eric Carle. One warm day, a little cricket was born. One warm day, from a tiny egg, a little cricket was born. "Welcome," chirped a big cricket, rubbing its wings together. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "Good morning," whizzed a locust, spinning through the air. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "Hello," whispered a praying mantis, scraping its huge front legs together. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "Good day," crunched a worm, munching its way out of an apple. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "Hi," bubbled a spittlebug, slurping in a sea of froth. The little cricket wanted to answer, but nothing happened. So he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "Good afternoon," screeched a cicada, clinging onto a branch of a tree. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "How are you?" hummed a bumblebee, flying from flower to flower. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "Good evening," whirred a dragonfly, gliding above the water. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. "Good night," buzzed the mosquitoes, dancing among the stars. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together, but nothing happened, not a sound. A lone moth slid quietly through the night, and the cricket enjoyed the stillness. As the lone moth disappeared silently into the distance, the little cricket saw another cricket. She too was a very quiet cricket. Wait, I forgot. Then he rubbed his wings together one more time, and this time he chirped the most beautiful sound he had ever heard. The end.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to me. Hi, I'm Mark Moore. I want to read this book of Things You Can Think by Dr. Seuss.
Help him out with the stand back.
You can think of some birds, that's what you can do. You can think about yellow or think about blue. You can think about red, you can think about pink, you can think of a horse, all the things you can think. All the things you can think of, if only you try. If you try, you can think of a guppy going by. You don't have to stop. You can think about scalp, 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 beautiful scalp with a cherry on top. You can think about bugs. You can think about snubs. You can think about a long time about snubs and their gloves. You can think about Katie O'Snell with cars in her big blue swimming pool over her house. Think about black water. Think of a white sky. Think of a book think of logs blowing by. You can think about night, night and nap. The birds are asleep and the 3 moons are up. You can think about day and the day where the wires blow and some birds are awake. Think and wonder and think. How much water can 55 elephants drink? You can wonder how long is the tail of a zong. There are so many things that a thinker can think. Would you dare to yank a tooth out of the rinker's fink? And what would you do if you met a jumbo? Oh, the things you can think of. Think of Peter, a postman, who crosses the ice once every day, on Saturdays twice. Think you can think anything that you wish. Think a race on a horse on a ball with a fish. Think of light. Think of bright. Think of stairs in the night. Think a ship. Think a long trip. Go visit the viper of Vip. And left, think of left. And think about feet. Why is that the feet always go to the left? And why is it so many things go to the right? You can think about that until Saturday night. Think of left, think of right. And think of low, and think of high. Of the things you can think up if only you try. Thanks for listening to me.
Hi, my name is Rosie Beerwagen, and I'm going to read The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crayons and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples. And they would play hide and go seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much. And the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew older. And the tree was often alone. Then one day, the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches, and eat apples and play in my shade, and be happy." "I am too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I have only leaves and apples." "Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you will have money and you will be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away, and the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy, and she said, "Come, boy, climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy." "I am too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife, and I want children, and so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house. But you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his house. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time. And when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered. "Come and play." "I am too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." So the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a long time, the boy came back again. "I'm sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone." "My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." "I am too old to swing on branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I am too tired to climb," said the boy. "I am sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump. I am sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could, "well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did. And the tree was happy. The end. Thank you for listening to me.
Hi, my name's Kelsey, and this is called A Chair for My Mother by Vera B. Williams. My mother works as a waitress in the Blue Tail Diner. After school, sometimes I go to meet her there. Then her boss, Josephine, gives me a job too. I wash the salts and peppers and peel the ketchups. One time, I peeled all the onions for the onion soup. When I finish, Josephine says, "Good work, honey," and pays me. And every time I put half of my money into the jar. It takes a long time to fill the jar this big. Every day when my mother comes home from work, I take down the jar. My mama empties all her change from tips out of her purse for me to count. Then we push all the coins into the jar. Sometimes my mama is laughing when she comes home from work. Sometimes she's so tired she falls asleep while I count the money into piles. Some days she has lots of tips. Some days she has only a little. Then she looks worried. But each evening, every single shiny coin goes into the jar. When we sit in the kitchen to count the tips, usually Grandma sits with us too. While we count, she likes to hum. Often she has money in her old leather wallet for us. Whenever she gets a good round on tomatoes or bananas or something she buys, she puts by the savings and they go into the jar. When we can't get a single other coin into the jar, we are going to take all the money and go buy a chair. Yes, a chair. A wonderful, beautiful, flat, soft armchair. We will get one covered in violet with roses all over it. We are going to get the best chair in the whole world. That is because our old chairs burned up. There was a big fire in our other house. All our chairs burned, so did our sofa, and so did everything else. That wasn't such a long time ago. My mother and I were coming home from buying new shoes. I had new sandals. She had new pumps. We were walking to our house from the bus. We were looking at everyone's tulips. She was saying she liked red tulips, and I was saying I liked yellow ones. Then we came to our block. Right outside our house stood two big fire engines. I could see lots of smoke. Tall orange flames came out of the roof. All my neighbors stood in a bunch across the street. Mama grabbed my hand and we ran. My uncle Sandy saw us and ran to us. Mama yelled, "Where's Mother?" I yelled, "Where's Grandma?" My Aunt Ida waved and shouted, "She's here, she's here, okay, don't worry." Grandma was all right. Our cat was safe too, though it took a while to find her. But everything else in our whole house was spoiled. What was left of the house was turned into charlotte and ashes. We went to stay with my mother's sister, Aunt Ida, and Uncle Sandy. Then we were able to move into the apartment downstairs. We painted the walls yellow. The floors were all shining, but the rooms were very empty. The first day we moved in, the neighbors bought pizza and cake and ice cream, and they brought a lot of other things too. The family across the street brought a table and 3 kitchen chairs. The very old man next door gave us a bed from when his children were little. My other grandpa brought his beautiful rug. My mother's other sister, Sally, had made us red and white curtains. Mama's boss, Josephine, bought pots and pans, silverware and dishes. My cousin brought me her own stuffed bear. Everyone clapped when Grandma made a speech. "You are all the kindest people," she said, "and we thank you very, very much. It's lucky we're young and we can start all over." That was last year, but we still have no sofa and no big chairs. When she comes home, her feet hurt. There's no good place for me to take a load off my feet. She says when Grandma wants to sit back in home and cut up potatoes, she has to get as comfortable as she can on a hard kitchen chair. So that is how come Mama brought home the biggest jar she could find at the diner, and all the coins started to go into the jar. Now the jar is too heavy to me lift down. Uncle Stanley gave me a quarter. He had to boost me up so I could put it in. After supper, Mama and Grandma and I stood in front of that jar. "Well, I never would have believed it, but I guess it's full," Mama said. My mother brought home little paper wrappers for the nickels and the dimes and the quarters. I counted them all out and wrapped them all up. On my mother's day off, we took all the coins to the bank. The bank changed them for $10 bills. Then we took the bus downtown to shop for a chair. We shopped through four furniture stores. We tried out big chairs and smaller ones, high chairs and lower chairs, soft chairs and hard ones. Grandma said she felt like Goldilocks and the 3 bears trying out all the chairs. Finally, we found the chair we were all dreaming of, and the money in the jar was enough to pay for it. We called Aunt Ida and Uncle Sandy. They came right down to pick up with their pickup truck to drive the chair home for us. They knew we couldn't wait to be delivered. I tried out the chair in the back of the truck. Mama wouldn't let me sit in there while we drove, but they let me sit in it while they carried it up to the door. We sit in the chair right beside the window with red and white curtains. Grandma and Mama and I all sit in while Aunt Ida took our picture. Now Grandma Grandma sits in it and she talks with people going by the daytime. Mama sits down when she watches the news while she comes home from her job. After supper, I sit with her and she can reach right up and turn out the light if I fall asleep in her lap. The end. Thank you for listening to my book. Hi, my name is Krista Walker. The book that I'm going to read today is The Treasure by Yuri.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
There once was a man, and his name was Isaac. He lived in a poverty that again and again he went to bed hungry. One night he had a dream. In his dream, a voice told him to go to the capital city and look for a treasure under the bridge by the royal palace. It's only a dream, he thought when he woke up, and he paid no attention to it. The dream came back a second time, and Isaac still paid no attention to it. When the dream came back a third time, he said, maybe it's true, and so he set out for his journey. Now and then someone gave him a ride, but most of the way he walked. He walked through forests, he crossed over mountains, finally he reached the capital city. But when he came to the bridge by the royal palace, he found it was guarded day and night. He did not dare He did not dare to search for the treasure. Yet, he returned to the bridge every morning and wandered around it until dark. One day, the captain of the guards asked him, "Why are you here?" Isaac told the captain. Isaac told him the dream. The captain laughed. "You poor fellow," he said. "What a pity you brought your sins for a dream. Listen, if I believed a dream,
Once had I would go right now to the city you came from, and I'll look for a treasure under the stove in the hands of a fellow named Isaac. And he laughed again. Isaac bowed to the captain and started on his long way home. He crossed over mountains, he walked through forests. Now and then someone gave him a ride, but most of the way he walked. At last he reached his own town. When he got home, he dug under his stove. And there he found the treasure. In Thanksgiving, he built a house of prayer, and in one of his corners he put in inscription. Sometimes one must travel for it to discover what is near. Isaac sent the captain of the guards a partisipatory, and for the rest of his days lived a community, and he never was born again. The end. Thank you for listening to my book.
Hi, my name's Kayla Grace Hale, and my book today is Leo the Late Bloomer by Robert Krauss.
That's right.
Leo couldn't do anything. He couldn't read. He couldn't write. He couldn't draw. He was a sloppy eater, and he never said a word. "What's the matter with Leo?" asked Leo's father. "Nothing," said Leo's mother. "Leo is just a late bloomer." "Better late than never," thought Leo's father. Every day, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. And every night, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. "Are you sure Leo's a bloomer?" asked Leo's father. "Patience," said Leo's mother. "A watched bloomer doesn't bloom." So Leo's father watched television instead of Leo. The snow came. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. The trees bloomed. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. Then one day, in his own good time, Leo bloomed. He could read. He could write. He could draw. He ate neatly. He also spoke. And it wasn't just a word, it was a whole sentence. And that sentence was, I made it. Thank you for listening to my story, Leo the Late Bloomer.
Hi, my name's Cody James Masters. And I am going to read The Invitation by Nicole
That's okay, turn it.
What's that, Leo? We've won a free night out at Ross's restaurant. It says black tie. But what else shall we wear? Can I wear my cowboy pants, Mom? Anything for me. We must hurry. The taxi will be here soon. I'm excited. Your coat, madam. Good evening, young man. I'm Mr. Rossett. You have good taste in cereals. Enjoy yourself tonight. This way, sir. May I recommend Ross's raspberry rollers. Look, a band. Are you going to have a dance, Mom? Would Madam care for some dessert? Yes, please, after a dance with you. Boy. Mom, put him down. I want my dessert. You are a natural, and so are you. Look, everyone's joining in. Come on, Leo. Will you dance with me, please? Madam, may I have the pleasure? This is more like it. Arg, my diamond earring. Don't worry, I'll find it for you. Ooh, Leo, come to and choose your dessert. That one, please. What's this? Well done, my boy. This calls for a round of fizz pop. But what about my dessert at last? May we offer you a lift home? Au revoir. Next morning. Here's one for you, Leo. Ross's restaurant. Last night went with such a swing. Please be my guest again tonight. Thank you for listening to the invitation.
Animals should definitely not wear clothing. Why? Judy or
Yeah. I must definitely not wear clothing. Because it would be disastrous for a porcupine. Because a camel might wear it in the wrong place. Because a snake would lose it. Because a mouse could get lost in it. Because a sheep might find it terribly hot. Because it could be very messy for a pig. Because it might make life hard for a hen. Because a kangaroo would find it quite unnecessary. Because a giraffe might look sort of silly. Because it would always be wet on a forest. Because a moose could never manage. Because possums might wear it upside down by mistake. And most of all, because it might be very embarrassing. That end. Thank you for listening to my story.
Hi, my name is Melissa Jewell, and I'm going to be reading a book called Miss Nelson is Back by Harry Ollard. One Friday, Miss Nelson told her class she was going to have her tonsils out. "I'll be away next week," she said, "and I expect you to behave." "Yes, Miss Nelson," said the kids in 207. But at recess, it was another story. Wow, said the kids. While Miss Nelson is away, we can really act up. Not so fast, said a big kid from 309. Haven't you ever heard of Viola Swamp? Who? said Miss Nelson's kids. Miss Swamp is the meanest substitute in the whole world, said the big kid. Nobody acts up when she's around. Oh, said Miss Nelson's kid. She's a real witch, said the big kid. Oh, said Miss Nelson's kid. I'll just bet you'll get the swamp, said the big kid. One Monday morning, Miss Nelson's kids were all in their seats. They were very nervous, so some of them had not slept well all weekend. If we get the swamp instead, said one kid, I heard footsteps in the hall. Slowly the knob turned and the door opened. It was Mr. Blansworth, the principal. I shall personally take over this class, he said. But they soon learned that Mr. Blansworth was not a lot of fun. All morning, Mr. Blansworth tried to amaze the class with his corny card tricks. Oh, brother, said the class. That afternoon, Mr. Blansworth showed the class his favorite shadow pictures. This is kid stuff, said the class. The next day, Mr. Blansworth wanted his favorite bird calls. They were not a success. And for 2 days, Mr. Blansworth showed slides of his goldfish looking. Miss Nelson's kids had never been so bored. While dusting erasers in the schoolyard, 3 of the ringleaders of 207 discussed the something will have to be done, they said. We must get rid of Blansworth, and they hatched a plot. After school, they planned a suit and board sew all old clothes. And they practiced some very difficult stunt work in the backyard. The next day they weren't in class. That's too bad, said Mr. Blansworth. they'll miss all the excitement. Mr. Blansworth was about to show the class his collection of ballpoint pens from all over the world when someone came to the door. Slowly, the knob turned and the door opened. "Oh, look," said the class, "Miss Nelson is back." A tall and lumpy Miss Nelson tottered into the room. Mr. Blansworth was surprised. "You're back sooner than I expected," he said. The tall and lumpy Miss Nelson didn't speak. Said the kids. Her sadness must still be sore. You saw you're well enough," said Mr. Blansworth. "She's sir," said the kids. "Well, in that case," said the principal, "I'll be getting back to the office." "Nice to have you back, Miss Nelson," and he left the room. "Hot dog," cried the class. He got rid of Blansworth. "How we can do just as we please." And at the stroke afternoon, the kids from 207, no one stopped them. Left the building. No one stopped them. They went straight to the movies, where they saw the monster that ate Chicago twice. "This is really living," they said. Afterward, they went to Lewis's, where they stuffed themselves silly. But soon they made a serious mistake. Heading back to school, they passed Miss Nelson's house. Miss Nelson couldn't believe her eyes. "Those are my kids," she said in a scratchy voice. "What are they doing out of school? And who is that with them?" Miss Nelson telephoned Mr. Blansworth to see what was going on. "You're not Miss Nelson," said Blansworth. "Miss Nelson is back." And he hung up. "Can't fool me," he said. Said Miss Nelson. "Something will have to be done." And she went to her closet. Back in 207, Miss Nelson's kids were spending an agreeable afternoon. They were very pleased with themselves and should do this more often, they said. They did not take the figure out in the hall Slowly the knob turned and the door opened. My name is Viola Swamp, said the lady in a scratchy voice. Yipes! Cried the kids, the swamp! That's right, said Miss Swamp, and I'm here to wipe this class into shape. Get back to those desks on the double. The class did as it was told. The big kid from 309 was kittenly right. Miss Swamp was a real witch. She knew how to get restless. The class did a whole week's work in no time. We shouldn't have gotten rid of Blanchworth, they said. Pipe down, said the swamp, or just then something under the desk at her attracted her at intent. You don't say, said Miss Swamp. Probably just it was a mask. Oh, said Miss Swamp. So that's your little game. And she tried on the mask just as Mr. Blanchworth stepped into the room. Miss Nelson, said Blanchworth, I'm of the opinion that someone has been impersonating you. Uh-oh, whispered the kids. You don't say, said Miss Swamp. Probably just some kid acting up. I'm sure it won't happen again. And Mr. Blanchworth left. And it won't, will, said the swamp to the class, because the swamp will be watching. A minute later, Miss Nelson appeared. I'm back, she said. Hot dog, cried the kids. Are we glad to see you? Didn't you have fun with Mr. Blanchworth? Asked Miss Nelson. Oh, said the kids. They decided not to mention Miss Viola Swamp, but they wondered why Miss Nelson hadn't seen her in the hall. Thank you for watching me read my book. Miss Nelson is back.
Hi, my name is Ross, and I'm going to read one of my favorite books. It is called I Can Read With My Eyes Shut by Dr. Seuss. I can read in red, I can read in blue. I can read and pick a color too. I can read in red and in purple and in brown. I can read in a circle and upside down. I can read with my left eye. I can read with my right eye.
I can read Mississippi with my eyes shut tight. Mississippi in the office. And hallelujah too. I can read them with my eyes shut. That is very hard to do. But it's bad for me, my heart. And makes my eyes brown, get red hot. So reading with my eyes shut, I don't do a lot of lots. And wait, do and a awful lot. And when I keep them open, I can read with much more speed. You have to be a speed reader, closing those, cause these so much to read. You can read about trees and bees and knees on trees and bees on trees. You can read about anchors and all about ants. You can read about ants and crocodiles' pants. You can read about roses and how to smell roses and what you should do about owls on noses. Your cat, if you keep your eyes open a lot. Us, the fun stuff you will learn, the most wonderful stuff you learn about. Fish bones, bush bones, all learn about trombones too. You'll learn about Jack, the pilk snake, and all about Fufu, the Sioux. You can learn about ice. You can learn about mice. You can learn mice on ice and ice on mice. You can learn about the place of ice, the price of ice. Nice ice for sale, 10 chunks for pail. You can learn about science and class and math. Those are so many things you can learn about, but you'll miss the best thing if you keep the eyes shut. The more things you read, the more things you will know, the more things you will learn, the more
the more places you will go. You might learn a way to earn a few dollars, or how to make donuts, or kangaroo cars. You can learn about to read music and play a puzzle. If you keep your eyes open but not with them shut. If you read with the eyes shut, you're likely to find that the places where you're going is far, far away. So that's what I tend to tell you, to keep your eyes wide, keep them wide open, at least on one side.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to my book, I Can Read With My Eyes Shut.